All right. So I asked the question before the news. Spring here, that's when typically people get involved in doing home renovations. And I did not know this. I saw this story last week and thought we should follow up. I did not know that if you are planning home renovations, you should let your insurance company know because it might change what's covered, what's not, whatever. So I thought, let's go to our friends at KBD Insurance. You may hear their ads here on CJAD. Adam Strumas is a partner at KBD, and he's on the line. Adam, thanks for being here.
Hi, Aaron.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So listen, again, this is not the kind of a thing I would have thought of. Yeah, we do home renovations. So what should we know? You're in the insurance business and you have a home policy, for example. What do you need to tell your insurance company about what you're doing and why?
Well, whether it be home renovations or basically anything that's going on with your home, you should let your insurance company know, whether that be your broker or if you're dealing with a direct insurer. I always like to use the line that your insurance broker or your insurance professional is like your insurance therapist. Just give them a call. Be honest about what work is being done, because if you don't call in and let's say you're doing a total re-gut of your home and the insurance company does not know and something goes wrong and there's some kind of a damage, the insurance company may decide not to pay.
Oh, so you mean if there's work done and if I've not told my insurance company and something happens, even though I have a policy insuring against that, they might not cover it because I didn't let them know?
Exactly, because sometimes there might be work that's being done on electrical, any work on structural beams, structural components of the home, the plumbing system. Those are all high-risk components of the home. So the insurance company just wants to know. I'll put it this way. If you're doing simple finishings around the house, changing your cabinetry, changing the paint on the walls, that's not really something you should call into your insurance company for. But if you're planning on redoing the bathroom, redoing your basement, adding an extension on the home, absolutely. If there's one thing I want your listeners to really get is, yes, call your insurance company. Let them know there are changes that need to be made and endorsements and riders that could be added to the policy to make sure everything goes hunky-dory.
Yeah, I'm imagining someone asking now, wait a sec, so after I tell them they'd increase my premium?
It depends on what the work is to be done. Yeah, sometimes there is an increase in premium. Sometimes there is no increase in premium. I will say that oftentimes what happens more is that the insurance company will just remove coverage depending on what the work is during the duration that the work is being done, specifically with regards to water damage, any vandalism or any glass breakage for your home, especially if the home's going to be vacant for more than 30 days.
So, right. So if you weren't going to be home, so say again what would happen in a case like that?
They would likely just remove coverages specifically for water damage, specifically for vandalism, and specifically for, I guess vandalism could tie into glass breakage, but that's something that the insurance company will likely remove depending on the extent of the nature of work being done.
Which then begs the question, if that's the case and that's what you did, and I don't know, when your place was vandalized and they'd removed your coverage, what happens then?
Well, that's the importance of letting your insurance company know from the get-go. I can guarantee that if you don't let them know, they won't cover. Again, it really depends on the extent of the work, Aaron. It's not a cookie cutter. I'm redoing the bathroom. It's going to take 10 days to redo my shower. The insurance company is not going to remove vandalism in that situation. But if it's a situation where you're going to have to live somewhere else while the work is being done, that would be a situation where vandalism would be excluded the same way it would be excluded on any vacant dwelling, whether it's being renovated on or not. That's just the standard insurance form when the building's vacant.
So another question, let's say you're doing this work, you're spending a considerable amount of money to renovate, and at the end of it all, your property now would be, I would imagine, worth more money. You then have to reassess and start from that position now when you go insure the place?
Yeah, you wouldn't have to restart. It would really be more like a midterm modification. So let's say, just to use even numbers, your home's reconstruction cost before the renos was $500,000, and you've now put in an additional $200,000 of renovation.
Right.
At that point, you would raise your reconstruction cost limit to reflect the real reconstruction cost.
Okay. How many people, I'm curious now, again, this was all news to me. Do you tend to think that people usually know to go ahead and do this stuff when they renovate? Or you get surprise calls from people later on saying, should I be doing this or not?
We've had some surprise situations where we were not aware that renovations were being done. And unfortunately, the client was not indemnified to their full amount just because of the fact that they didn't give us a phone call beforehand.
Okay.
It is part of a standard insurance company's renewal process. Is they ask if you're going to be undertaking any renovations, home improvements, or if you already have done the renovations and home improvements.
So again, I'm asking a hypothetical here. Let's say you've done the work, you've increased the value of your home. I don't know, you put in, whatever, you gutted your house, it's worth an extra whatever. Who decides how much more that's worth in your policy then?
Usually it's your own declaration. Like if you've done, added really nice new flooring, you've redone the bathroom, you'll know the value of the amount you've spent on adding these renovations or doing these renovations.
Yeah, but you don't know how much more that's going to increase the value of your home. Obviously, if you decide that, then you just simply pay more in insurance
again,
for a bigger value.
Aaron, I don't mean to cut you off. One thing that is a common misconception is the value of your home on the market is not the same as the reconstruction cost of your home. So we could have a home in the West Island with a reconstruction cost of $500,000, but a market value of say $1.1 million. You take that exact same home up in Chibougamau, same dimension, same quality materials, exact same home, but now it's in a more rural area. Well, the resale value or the value that's on the market is not going to be the same as say here in Montreal. What won't change is, again, assuming it's the exact same home, just in two different areas of the province, they'll have the same reconstruction cost.
So that's what you're getting back in the event that it was going to be written off. You'd be getting the reconstruction cost back, not the whatever theoretical value of the house was on the market.
Exactly, not the market value with regards to real estate and selling and that kind of thing. It's really more about if the home burns down to the ground and we needed to rebuild it with the same dimension, same quality materials, same everything, how much is it going to cost to rebuild it?
Okay. All important things to know. Thank you. You've answered some questions there I'm sure listeners wanted to know. So again, if you want to know more, KBD Insurance, you can go online and find it there. And secondly, again, if you are planning on doing any renovations, make sure you let your insurance company know. As you said, not for small stuff, if you're repainting, whatever, but if you're doing something major, make sure you keep your insurance company up to date. Adam, thanks so much.
No problem, Aaron. Thanks for having us on.
You bet. Take good care. Adam Strumas from KBD Insurance. You hear their ads from time to time here on the radio station. So there you go, some tips for you.